Like, share, subscribe, comment. Look forward to all kind of content, positive, and I'm going to get into funny content. But being though that we're in the Christmas season, where most people around the world will be celebrating Christmas as the birth of Christ, December 25th. A lot of people aren't acknowledging the birth of Christ. They're just using it as a time to share gifts and to be around family and friends. A lot of people are just enjoying the day off. There's no celebration, no trees, no gifts. It's just a day off. And whatever you subscribe to, that's your thing. But this is what I want to say this morning, or this afternoon rather, that there are proofs out there that would, lead, that could change your opinion about the whole ordeal. For one, the scriptures say that when they arrived, Mary and Joseph, that the shepherds, either when they arrived, the shepherds were out in the field, and that wouldn't be a winter thing. In Jerusalem, the winters get a little cold, and the shepherds and the livestock would go indoors to prevent the cold. Some people refute that and say livestock stay out all year. There's also a some evidences of the star that was following was a constellation. I believe it was in or around Pisces, and it was they said it wasn't a star. It was actually a strange phenomenon where two planets lined up, and that would only happen around September, I believe it was. The Bible never says it. There's a festival this is documented in ancient ancient texts and documents, but there's a festival of sorts that's, I think, it's dedicated to the planet Saturn. It happens between autumn and fall. And the calendar was different back then too. There's three dominant calendars, but it's probably no true way to find out the exact date of Jesus' birth. We Christians, we are a faithful people, and the absence of evidence doesn't deter us. But it's probably, from all the research that I've done, and I've used the internet, I've used YouTube, and I've listened to countless people, it's probably more likely that he wasn't born on December 25th, and it's probably more likely that the people around that time, I believe it was Constantine, a pope, they had reasons for moving it. There was and if we believe one account, there was a celebration where a lot of illicit things took place around this time. There's even documented proofs that there was one where the people brought in trees and they adorned them and themselves, the trees and themselves, and they did all these crazy things. It's up to you to believe what you want to believe, and I'm not here to deter your faith. But what I will say is this, that we all make mistakes. We all have been misinformed, and we all have given our opinion or account and misinformed somebody in one place, way or another. The thing that I would take from it is, regardless of the actual date, I mean, I think of as I'm speaking, I'm thinking of Juneteenth, where the actual date was proven, and now we celebrate Juneteenth. If we were to find concrete evidence that Christmas, Jesus was born on the 23rd of September, will we move it? That's a good question, but from the mistake could come something positive. So if you were to believe, erase the date, but the meaning in itself, share gifts, to show appreciation to family and friends, to come together and to do things positively. We eat, we drink, we be merry, and that's what happens on Christmas. I remember one time I didn't get anything for Christmas. I was a kid. My mother sat down and she explained to me I don't. It worked. It worked. It worked only because of who it was coming from. But she explained to me that Christmas wasn't about a house full of toys. It was about being around the people that you love and that care for you, and having an opportunity on that day to celebrate them for being in your life. So if you was a race, whether he was born or not, even if you believe that he was born, the day that he was born holds no weight against the fact that he was born, the fact that he did do what he did. We become traditionalized. We fall into these patterns dictated by society. And sometimes some people say we're brainwashed. I say Merry Christmas to somebody, and they said, damn well I don't celebrate Christmas. I have close Muslim friends that feels weird not saying Merry Christmas to them. Honestly, it does, but you can't bite nobody because of what they believe, because they're not biting you or down to you, hopefully. So I say all that to say this. Whether or not he was born on the 25th of December, if you subscribe to Christianity, let's just look at the fact that he was born, that he did live, and that he did fulfill his purpose, which was to redeem mankind to his Father God and to provide us with salvation. He also gave us a blueprint on how to act and behave all through the year. Now it is expected when your birthday comes around, Valentine's Day, all these days, it is expected for many of us to heighten our activities and senses and behaviors in order to fulfill that day's meaning. So we look at Christmas, and I don't think it's you're disrespecting God. You're going to acknowledge his birth and his life. And then you're going to follow his way, his behavior, his teachings, and you're going to be one with your family. You're going to show them love. If you're sharing gifts, you're sharing gifts. If you're eating, you're eating. If you're being married, you're being married. But the most important thing is you all come together on one accord, and that you share love one to another. Hopefully so much love that it will go beyond that date and right into the next year. So whether you subscribe to it or not, whether you believe he was born that day or not, I pray that his laws, his precepts, his teachings would would rouse up inside of you, and that you would take that forth, not just on the 25th, on into the next day and on into the next year. If you subscribe to the holidays, happy holidays to you all. Merry Christmas, and keep your faith alive.